What's up guys, Dave Moss Jr. here, and in this video I'm going to show you how I use this ozone generator to keep the water in my cold plunge crystal clear. Now before I get started, I do want to say a quick thank you to Ice Barrel. Ice Barrel sent me this barrel to do an honest review on, gave me the opportunity to build this beautiful DIY, post a video that most of you have probably already seen, and many of you have also duplicated. So thank you Ice Barrel for being a great partner of mine and of so many people on this platform trying to really just get cold as often as possible. So they sent me this cool hat, get colder, feel better. Couldn't agree more. So now let's get into it. And if you don't have an Ice Barrel, there's a link in the description below that saves you some cash, so check it out. So the purpose of this video is to explain how I use this ozone purifier, not exactly what an ozone purifier does. And no, I'm not a scientist and I'm not extremely techie on this. I just did a ton of research and a lot of people were talking about using ozone purifiers in cold plunges and in other bodies of water. So I figured I'm just gonna give this thing a try. So in my research, I found that this is the one to use. It's the most inexpensive, but also it's a high output ozone air purifier. It also has a water function, and that's what this little tubing's for. So we can use this tubing, which is cool. My wife uses this to purify the water when we are cleaning our fruits and our vegetables, and there's a lot of cool uses for this being a high output, super effective, super efficient ozone purifier. It's got a 2-hour time limit. It's got the water feature. It also has the air feature. So yeah, you can use this as a typical ozone, air purifier in your home or office or workspace or basement or garage or whatever. So I'm not gonna totally go crazy on explaining this exact one, but this is the one that I use and it's been working like a charm. It's the Aldius. I'll put the link to this. I got it on Amazon in the description below if anyone wants to try this one. I've tried a few. This seems to be the only one that actually worked out of the box. So I had to send 2 other ones back. I'm not gonna talk about those, but this is the one that I'm using and this is the one that is working. So let me show you exactly my protocol and how I use it. One major warning is do not be around it when it's running. So luckily my cold plunges are outside, so I can run these things and not be around it. It's outside, it's a nice open area, which is great. But if you have your cold plunge in a room, if you're gonna do this in a bathtub or something like that, shut the door, let it run, and don't go in there for 30 minutes. That's what I've read is like 30 minutes is a threshold. So after you run this thing, once it's complete, give it 30 minutes before you breathe in the air around it, if it's a closed space. If it's an outside space, obviously you don't want to be right above it, hovering above it and breathing in the ozone. I guess that can be dangerous. But at the end of the day, like if you just follow the manual, it will come with a manual. If you get this one, you'll be fine. I think that's, do your own research, but that's kind of my story and that's what I've been sticking to. And as always, if you have any concerns, do your own research and don't do it if you're concerned. All right, so for the demo of this, I'm actually gonna, just because the background is a little bit easier to do this, I'm gonna do this in my Polar Monkey cold plunge. This is my really cold plunge. If you notice in my videos, my Ice Barrel's set at 52. That's where my wife has it now. She uses it pretty much every day. And 52, she's kind of gradually getting down there. My kids use it too, and their friends in the neighborhood. I contemplated posting a video of all the kids in the neighborhood giving it a try. You guys let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see a bunch of random kids trying cold plunging for the first time. Their faces were hilarious, so could be a pretty cool video. You just let me know if I should put the time into that or not. But this is my really cold plunge. I have it set at 44. I have gotten down under the 40s. I don't feel honestly any better when I do it. I feel really cold to where my fingers start to get a little bit frigid doing it for 3 to 5 minutes. I like 44. 44 seems to be the perfect temp for me. I can sit in there for 5 minutes. I feel amazing when I get out. I start to get that shiver effect, which you want, but temperatures on your cold plunge is your preference, guys. You don't have to don't watch the guys doing it at 30 degrees and feel like you have to. Just get cold. So at the end of the day, this video is about the ozone generator, so let me get right into that. All right, so on your ozone generator, you're gonna have that power on the back. If you're using the Aldius, the one that I'm talking about in this video, they're all pretty much the same, very similar. Whatever you do, don't use the kitchen ones that are meant for your fruits only. I've read on those, they do not produce enough ozone. They do not push it out enough to do any damage or do any work in a substantial amount of water. Obviously, your cold plunges are gonna be about 75 to 100 plus gallons of water. So you're gonna want a high output, and that's why I recommend this one here. So you're gonna plug it into your wall, right? Make sure it's off, obviously. You're gonna make sure your hose is attached. If you have an air purifier only and you don't have the hose attachment, it's not gonna do anything for your water. You gotta get the ozone into the water. Make sure that your pump is on. If you have a pump, that helps to circulate it. So my pump in this is on. I'm throwing the hose in there in front of the pump outlet. So it's gonna push the ozone and create that circulation, which is great. You're gonna come up here and you're gonna turn water on. Don't turn air on, just turn the water on, right? And then you're gonna turn the dial. The cool thing is this thing has a timer up to 2 hours. That's what I typically do, and I typically do this at night. Obviously, it's hard to do a video at night. There's not a lot of lights out here. I like to cold plunge under the stars, and yes, I cold plunge at night a lot. I know people are like, doesn't that make you like super energetic? Actually, I get the best sleep ever when I cold plunge at night. So a lot of times, I know it sounds crazy, but I have them. I'll cold plunge in the morning, depending on my workout. Like today, I did a very heavy endurance. That's why I'm probably looking a little sweaty. So when I do a heavy endurance workout and not a lot of heavy weight, I do cold plunge, and I try to do a long cold plunge. At night, I like to do 2 minutes, about an hour before bed. I get really good sleep, so you should try it if you haven't yet. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn this bad boy on. I'm gonna put it on for an hour, and right now it's running. So I'm gonna try to get away from it, but I'm gonna show you how it looks as it's running, okay? So right now it's running. I got the tube in there, and you can see the bubbles. The bubbles are on, and the ozone is running. That's the little outlet pump that's gonna push the water and the ozone around. So I'm just gonna let it run for an hour, and then once it's done, I'm gonna wait 30 minutes before using the cold plunge. In the meantime, I'm gonna go make myself about 8 eggs with some steak, because I'm currently doing the animal-based diet and I'm loving it. So I'm gonna give that a try, make some breakfast while this is running, and I'm gonna get away so it can do its thing. All right, and before I wrap this video up, the main disclaimer is warning, use in unoccupied spaces only. And after you run it, give yourself at least 30 minutes before you enter into the water or enter into the space where your ozone purifier has been running. So there you have it, my friends. It's really that simple. Get yourself a quality ozone generator. Make sure that you're safe when you're using it. Use it for an hour, 30 minutes to an hour. I only do it once a week. I don't do it every day. And I know a lot of the companies, the more expensive companies, have ozone generators built in, or they did, and that's great. I don't know if you really need to do that, because that ozone generator, I don't want to tell you how much it was, but it wasn't expensive, and I have so many other uses that I can obviously use it for. Ozone generators are pretty cool. I'm learning a lot about them. So if you want to get yourself the ozone generator that I'm using, I'll put the link to it on Amazon in the description below, and you can shop around and you can figure out if there's a better option for you based off what you need. But don't go cheaper, don't get a smaller one, because they will not work. I think there's even disclaimers on their sites now saying, please don't use this for cold plunging because it will not work, right? If you want to get yourself an ice barrel, I'll put the link to that in the description as well, or a Polar Monkey. That link's going to be down there as well. And if you want to do my DIY cold plunge setup, which so many people, I'm getting Instagram messages literally every week from people who are following along my original video, doing the DIY, and that's super cool. So if you're one of those people, post in the comments below that you've done it, because I'd love to interact with you. But if you would like to do that, the links to everything I use that so many people have used are going to be also down in the description below. So check all those out. Guys, I appreciate you for watching. Thank you so much for helping me grow this channel. It's been really cool. Like, I'm almost to 11,000 subscribers. I just started not even a year ago really posting about this stuff. So it's really cool to watch our community grow. I appreciate you guys. I hope you have a great day. Get cold, feel better, and God bless. See you guys in the next video.